Morning, everybody. It's Monday, as it's supposed to be. You know what? So for a lot of you that have watched my photos and my videos over the weekend, you've seen that I've been quite busy. One of the things that I've done is that I've actually graduated. I received my degree in BCom, Supply Chain Management. And like obviously I'm not done, right? I'm busy doing my honors. So I'm still studying. And I'm planning on doing my master's in the form of either an MBA or a master's in Supply Chain Management, one of the two. And a lot of people that have been following me have actually been surprised by my achievement, even though I've been talking about it for the last 3 years, on and off. But I also see that there are some people that one try to diminish my achievement. There are people that want to say things like, yeah, they see a qualification mean nuts and all the things. And you actually realize that for some people, your achievements brings pain. So you understand when you talk about it. But it's very weird to see it actually in action, right? Because why would someone else's achievements cause you discomfort? Why is someone else's achievement a problem for you? And I came to the conclusion that when you want to check if you are evolving, if you are changing, if you are growing, is you have to gauge yourself against who or what you were in the past. Now, some people will gauge themselves for what they achieved a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I always say that it is very, very comforting to know that when you look back at what you had or who you were, and you look at who you are and what you've achieved now, and you can do a comparison, that you can see that you've moved. Because sometimes the achievement, you don't feel like you're achieving. It's like when you go to gym every day or whatever regularly, but you look in the mirror every day. In fact, myself and Ethan, I've gone back to gym now. I've never been somebody that can really stick to going to gym for like 2-3 years in one. In fact, I feel in certain things I'm not very disciplined, I have to admit. I can go to gym for a year and a half, regularly. But then my diet is very, very bad at home. So my results is limited. So my progress is linked to things like, I can run 5Ks. I've become stronger on the weights. I have more stamina. I'm not feeling so tired. But I haven't lost any weight. In fact, I weighed myself yesterday and I picked up a kilo. And it is what it is, right? But you can gauge yourself and say, you know what, I'm doing a bit better because I used to be able to jog on the treadmill 5 minutes. I can jog on the treadmill now 15 minutes. And that is my gauge. And sometimes you don't see the progress because you are constantly checking in. So what you need to do is you put more time between when you are doing the check and when you are checking yourself now. So I find that a lot of people, they don't realize that they have gone backwards in life. A lot of people don't realize that they are standing still in life. And because they are too busy watching the progress and achievements of others. Now, if you've noticed, the beginning of this video, I said that the only way you can check progress is to check it against yourself and what you have achieved against yourself from before. Now, the people that don't do that, because if they're going to be honest with themselves, they're going to realize that they've actually gone backwards, that they've got less than what they had before. When I say I'm not talking about possessions. When I say they got less, I'm not talking about possessions. I'm talking about mindset. And the biggest problem is that they are gauging themselves against the achievements of other people. They tell themselves, as long as I'm doing better than him, as long as I'm doing better than her, I am fine. There's a saying that goes, people want you to do well. They want you to do well. They just don't want you to do better than them. And although it sounds like a cliche, it really sounds like a joke. It is a fact. And I've seen it over the weekend. Some people were properly triggered by the fact that I had my graduation on Saturday. A graduation that I've earned. And it is a stark reminder to them that in the 3 years that I've been on social media, in the 3 years they have been on social media, that they have gone backwards in their life. And it is nothing worse. There's nothing worse than watching your enemy do better than you. Especially when you want your enemy to fail. Especially when you want your enemy to struggle. Because there are people out there that have aligned themselves as enemies. En hulle verlekker vir hulle as hulle dink sy gaan deur iets. I remember when I made that video of me being arrested. I remember there were people that were positively celebrating. Even the voice had it wrong. The voice was talking about it's a prank that backfired. It's not a prank that backfired. It was a video that I made to get a reaction, just like the video I posted over the weekend when I was doing that movie and I was dead. I could have posted that with absolutely no context, and I promise you I would have been in the voice again. But you look at some of these people, and guys, this is the reminder. This is the reminder that I want to give you. Is one, the only person you should be comparing yourself to is yourself. The only person you should be comparing yourself to is yourself. You cannot compare yourself. You cannot compare your walk with anyone else's walk. It's the safest way to check your progress. And the second one is, do not let other people's achievements cause you pain. Do not allow other people's achievements to make you feel uncomfortable. In fact, let me add something to that. If someone's achievements causes you pain, make sure that you quietly motivate yourself so that you can do better than that person. Because I've always had this idea that motivation is like a fuel. Motivation is like a fuel, and I didn't say wood or oil or petrol. I just said fuel. Now, and I think this is going to be a different video, but for those of you that are stuck to the video this long, I'm going to just give you a taste of it. Right? Let's say you were fueled by anger. Okay? And the anger is the thing that got you up in the morning, it got you working, it got you motivated, and it got you moving. I will say take that anger. It's fine. However, you cannot run on anger forever, because the problem with anger as a fuel is that it burns so hot. It burns so hot that it will also consume you. It will burn you up as well. It will burn you up as well. Anger. Right? Then you get motivated by greed. Right? Greed is also a different type of fuel. It's also a fuel that burns kind of too hot as well. and greed will burn others. And I want to talk about that in a different video. The different types of fuel that can motivate you. But eventually, you're going to need to get to a point where you are motivated by something that, like, internal, that can burn warm and long. And I can't tell you what it is. Some people are motivated by revenge. Some people are motivated by fear. Some people are you know what I mean? I can tell you now what motivates me. It's my family, without a doubt. This morning when I greeted Zeki, and I greeted Ethan, and I greeted Fiona, Isaiah was asleep. When I greeted them, that is what gets me up in the morning. It's them. And it's much more sustainable. And it's something that I can constantly dip into. For if my motivation is low, I only need to go home. When my motivation is low, I only need to look into the eyes of my family and I'm fine. Yigatos. And it's not a toxic motivation. It's not the type of motivation that will consume me. It's not the type of motivation that will hurt the ones around me. It's not a blind motivation. And it is something that we as people need to find, because some of us are still motivated by hate. You're motivated by revenge. You're motivated by greed. And that is why we sometimes burn very hot. And we burn ourselves up. And then sometimes we have nothing, no motivation at all. So I kind of deviated off the point a little bit, but it is a good reminder. It's a good reminder for those that this message is for, you know. And I hope you guys have a good Monday. We are literally moving towards the end of the year. We are hurtling towards the end of the year. And it is scary, because I remember the Christmas tree standing in the living room as if it was 2 months ago. I promise you, 3 months ago to me feels like March, April. And here we are moving towards the middle of October. The final few weeks of October is upon us, which means we are in November very, very soon. So yeah, stay motivated, guys, and stay focused, because that's the only way we are going to be able to achieve our goals.